Financial Bunny TV.
Hey guys, it's me, Nicolette Mashile, the Financial Bunny, and today I'm sitting with South Africa's darling, South Africa's favorite, South Africa's MCM, Maps Maponyane. Woo! You know what, guys? I wish I could give you guys this video on Valentine's Day, but you know what? Valentine's is coming. Where's your boyfriend? Lonely. But yeah, guys, it is my first time. I'm sitting with Maps. His name is Masego, and he's going to tell us a little bit about, his life, how he grew up, and more than anything, the road to Runs Out. Maps, hello.
How are you doing?
I'm fantastic.
I'm so glad I'm finally getting to meet you, sit down with you.
I
give you mark, I'm just saying. And just to finally get to sit down and talk finance.
Yeah, we're doing yoga together.
We are doing yoga together. Okay, well, let's not date this episode. No, I'm brief.
So
are you the surprise? You're the surprise, aren't you?
I'm definitely not the surprise.
Hey,
oh, they told you there was a surprise?
They announced us and then they said surprise, special guest.
Oh, I'm definitely not the surprise. So Maps, without wasting any more time, I think let's get straight into it. What does money mean to you?
What does money mean to me?
Yeah.
Money means... I love that question. It's something that I feel that you earn, something that you plan with, something that helps, that is an enabler for things you want to move towards. Money represents a certain level of freedom, but in the same breath, a certain level of prison.
Yes.
Depending on how well you can manage your money, how good your relationship is with money, whether it's a short-term relationship, long-term relationship, whether it's frivolous or something that is productive and is able to build some sort of longevity of not necessarily just wealth, but longevity of prosperity in your life. It's something that holds quite a lot of power, that if you are not smart enough to play the game of money and be willing to dance with it patiently, then you'll probably be you'll end up very, very badly harmed and scarred by money.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I want to take a couple of steps back, because everybody sees you now as Maps. But when I go Masego, tell us a little bit about, because I think a lot of people look at you and they think, ooh, Marks, So obviously he's had the easy way into, fame, into what you're doing now, into the work that you're doing now. Has it always been that easy for you?
I don't think it's ever been easy at all until people were deciding the last few years that it's been easy. No, firstly, I grew up called Protea North, and my dad was, playing football and everything, but people forget when he was playing football for, Bodikiza Chiefs and Paris, whatever, was at a time when you couldn't even have soccer as a full-time job.
Exactly.
So he was working 2-3 other jobs. He was a salesman for a couple companies. He was selling whatever he could just to make an extra buck. And also salary back then, and sure, it's relative to the time, but I remember when he was playing soccer, conversations I'd be having with my mom, the salary was around 600 Rand, at top flight football.
Wow.
Unfortunately, the timing was just not the right time. And I was quite grateful for seeing all of that, we were able to move to kind of closer to the north, but still in the south.
Not even halfway. Yeah.
Ended up in Mondio, Naturena area, and once I was able to kind of see the way they were managing money, I'm going to keep bringing it back to money, because that's why we're here. I started, getting a false perception of what money was all about, and what and how money played a role in his and their lives. My parents sacrificed a lot to try to send my brother to the best schools they could. I went to both a government and a private school. And on each term, each occasion, it was always difficult to, get things like the report card.
Yes.
Because they would always just stretch it that much, and I just didn't quite understand. When every other kid had their reports and everything,
yes.
it was always a little bit tricky, and it was that thing of, because we need to maintain this kind of perceptive lifestyle.
Yes.
But meanwhile, we can't really hit that weight.
We can't ball out.
We can't ball out. We can't be really boxing there. But because because I am this person, we need to live this life.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for the sacrifice that they made to try and offer us the best life, the best education. But in the end, it came to kind of bite us in the back. And that's, I think, what really, in the end, for my adulthood, shaped my real relationship with money.
And the conversations at home. I mean, and in as much as you're saying, it kind of created a false idea of money for you in terms of how it was being managed. Were you ever having conversations about money? Or was it the no that we all get as black kids?
So generally it's always no. But my conversations with money were forced.
Yes.
So, when I could see the things that I couldn't afford because I wasn't allowed this,
yeah.
because I cannot chill it.
No,
I must buy it. I didn't have a Tamagotchi.
You really didn't get things.
I never
Yeah.
Nekasana PlayStation. I didn't have any of those things. I had a Sega though.
Okay.
It was my brother's Sega. We played it together. It was a joint gift.
Okay.
Passed it down.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, shame.
Yeah, those are the best.
Yeah.
We sharp. And then, it was.
Those forced conversations.
It was those forced conversations where, because I wanted to be able to afford these things, where if I just wanted the sweet Schoolboy, my mom would be like, you can't.
Wow, I love it. I love it. She reminded you nicely.
So my parents always reminded me in every single moment that I could never have whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
It had to be earned somehow.
Yeah.
And I kept trying to figure out how I could start earning some sort of money from a very, very early age. And when I was 7 years old, I drew up my first contract.
Okay.
And that's really when I feel my relationship with money started. I drew up my first contract.
Limang.
So I wrote a few lines on a piece of paper.
Okay.
That you would put your signature on.
Yeah.
To confirm everything, and then Lilainiaka to confirm that these two have.
The two parties have met.
Come into a contract. They've met. And basically the contract was to my parents.
Okay.
Saying, if Gitlina, if I keep my room clean, if I help wash the car or wash the car with my brother, if Kitty Joe at night when mom's made dinner, get Jana, and clean up after them, whatever I could. And then I, slid in something there where I could also, I didn't wanted to just be that the whole time. If I could make sure the TV was working also, you just make sure the TV is working.
No, look at the TV now.
No, next time I wish it's working. I wish I TV. It's working, okay?
Yes.
So that's how I would check.
So you would switch it on?
I would switch it on.
Your job was to switch the TV?
Like, myself.
I'm checking if the TV is working.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then the contract said if I consistently did that on a week-to-week basis.
Without being asked to do it.
Without being asked to do it, including my homework. Then my parents would need to pay me R1.
Okay.
And with that signing of agreement, my parents said fine, and then my mom also bought me a piggy bank. And that's when I started saving. And whenever we'd go when she said we were going to the shops and I wanted some sweets, I'd want to take money from the piggy bank and say no, rather save it until it builds up and get something bigger. And I remember the first time I got it full and I couldn't fit any more coins, and I broke it open and I bought like a really small bicycle.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And after realizing that and realizing the power of, if I save, if I make money and I save it and I put it away, imagine all the things I could get instead of just getting one small thing here and there. And that's really how I subconsciously started getting that, or gaining that understanding of how money can potentially work, how with good saving, with patience, can yield that. I was obviously not smart enough to kind of, somehow then add in some sort of a clause in my piggy bank that whenever mine came out would have gotten some sort of compound interest that they need to, supplement or anything. But because we never had those conversations, that's why we as a people are so far behind in our understanding of finances. So the main thing is that we've never even had enough to be able to understand and to have those conversations. People say, so why don't black people speak about money at home?
Well, they can't speak about something they don't have.
Something they don't have.
Come on now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the reality is that, I always say, and I don't want to go into the whole philosophical side of things, but I always say, it's always worked against us from the start, where if you're going to start throwing things at a kid about inflation, compound interest in a language that's not theirs already, they'll have no idea at all. Excuse me, that you slick. But if you're saying to a white kid who speaks English, you say words like inflation and compound interest, there's a
it's familiar
correlation already.
they understand.
Oh, inflation, something that gets bigger. Compound interest, like, what's inflation? Inflation.
So we're having to learn the word and then the meaning.
And then the meaning, and then
that's
gain the relationship.
Very powerful.
So that's what I've always found in the long run. I've got so many ideas of how to tackle that. We'll talk about that another time. But it's those things where I realize I'd be speaking to my friends as a kid, and they'd throw these terms around, and we get to maths and we start talking about things like inflation. This is in primary school now, where they know about it because they've spoken about it, and they understand the concept so quickly. And then I still have to ask, so compound interest is this? So how does that work? But they
know what it means because they know they know the term.
And my dad's business does this, and my dad's business does that, and it's like it's so foreign,
guys.
And immediately you're at such a massive disadvantage of not just a couple of years, not just 10 years, 20 years. You got a disadvantage of a lifetime, generations. And I was looking at a stat the other day of how long it's going to take. I might misquote it. How long it might take for people in South Africa to get out of poverty. And colored and black people I think colored people are set at 7 generations and black people are set at 9 generations. For the population entirely to get out of poverty. And 9 generations.
That's a lot. I mean, you can't even live through 3 generations, So let's talk a little bit about now. I mean, that's you saving, and I mean, for me, you can see how it's manifested in your life. I feel like I'm going to
stick to the questions. I keep going on these tangents.
No, but we love the tangent. The tangents are good because the tangents is you being a natural, telling your truth, which is good for me, right? I want to talk a little bit about the first time that you're making money now. The first time that you realize, I'm now earning my own income. Are you sure what to do with it? Do you know where to start? Do you know what to save, what to invest? Are you even thinking of those things?
So we're speaking about beyond being a
7-year-old who's putting money into
or a kid at school who's selling marbles and
hey wena man, we're not at the You know how often I hear that? I hear that so many times in a day. I'm like, and it's always the people that have money who say that. I'm like, can you try me out? They
just don't want to share it, that's all.
So when you're earning an income, let's say you got a job, you got a tax number.
I do remember that, but I was working at Akajo. I was working at retail.
Did you pocket?
Season after season.
And you were lying to people.
This is a new color.
New season. We've released this color.
New fit. That's one.
Oh my goodness.
I used to work there. We used to earn R8.75 an hour. And I used to make sure I pushed extra hours. Started there when I was about 17, 18. School holidays. And then also after high school. And then I think for a while it wasn't ever enough to really do much with it in the long run. So, you'd work really hard so you could try and make extra commission because there was cool commission percentages you think it was, but it wasn't really. And what did I do with it? I think I would. One of my biggest problems that I also always liked. I always loved food. Okay. So a lot of my money always.
I mean, you opened a food restaurant.
Exactly.
Exactly. You won't say anything about now.
So food, clothes. I had a nice time, and when I say nice time, I mean like movies with friends.
Okay.
You know, hang out like that. And then my next job after that was a schoolboy rugby show called called Classic Clashes. It was called FMB Classic Clashes. I didn't want to say the company because I work with someone else.
Yeah.
But that was the first thing I did, and then, you know, that was about 500 Rand an episode.
Okay.
And we did about 2 episodes a week, and then two episodes a week if we were lucky, because I would sometimes go to the schools on the weekends and then make Limo Studio during the week.
Yeah.
So then it started being like $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month here, $4,000, and then prior to that, I had seen things go down at home.
Okay.
And essentially, ish had hit the fan, and I was able to have gotten that view of things crumbling financially for both my mom and my dad. And once investigating and finding out about this not being there and this not being there, and these funds haven't been dipped into years ago, so now there's nothing because the chickens have come home to roost. It's become a rainy day and they're not radio protected because they didn't think of this and this and this. I was forced in that period to start investigating those things and thinking about each of those things. And when I started making decent money, that's what I used to save for university. So I paid for varsity while I was studying.
Nice.
I paid for varsity while I was working. So work was to study, so I did about 3 jobs, and then did that with work, and then whatever was needed kochai,
you would be helping out.
I'll be helping out while they were steadying the ship, because I mean it can happen to anyone. It's one thing you quickly realize. Overnight you can lose everything. And then I started a little unit trust, putting away 120 Rand a month. Started my RA.
And you how old at this time?
I was just about to say the age, So I was about 19, 20.
Sure, amazing.
RA at about 20, putting aside as much as I could, and then over the years, obviously, the more you can afford, you put in a little bit more. And just trying to rather stretch my needs as far as I could, trying to make sure that I don't give into my wants, and then trying to see if I could just put aside to make sure that I'd be protected to get into that habit, so that once you have that good relationship and you just focus on the work, when that starts coming in and you are making more and more, it's not something where you're like,
and now it's,
now I'm good, now I've made it, now I've arrived, now I'm gonna just splash it everywhere. So it was worthwhile, needed lessons that I'm grateful for, although you don't understand as a kid at the time when you have to do these things to survive. You don't understand because, you know, you put me through school, you've always bought me clothes, you've always bought me food. Now I'm on my own. Because my parents were essentially like, listen, go do your thing, we've sent you to good schools, it put us through a lot. Now go and make it work.
It's funny that you say that, because I just think of how ignorant I was at 19, 20 about financial status in a home. You know, because it's what you say, things were just happening. They could take you to school. I mean, I was at Rhodes at that time.
Oh, wow.
I was flying in and out of Rhodes, you know. Come on, we struggled. But it just happened
Rhodes,
routinely, though. No, but I mean, wow. Oh, wow, try.
Let's take a moment.
Okay.
All right.
Let's take a moment. But I just mean, like, things were happening so routinely that I never stopped to think, can my parents really afford this? You know? And if something has happened to my parents' finances, am I ready to pick up and actually go into work and be able to pay for my own university fees? I think a lot of us don't think about those things, right?
Absolutely. And when I say it happens overnight, long story short, my dad's company that he started getting going and everything, which was doing decently well, something happened and then got liquidated. You know, and boom, that was everything. And at the time, my mom was studying. She's just like a perpetual student.
She's like me.
Studies and work. She's got like, my mom's got 3 master's degrees now.
Wow.
And so then, because at the time of her age too, she struggled to even find a job. And she was also overqualified, which I found out in that period was a real thing. people were literally saying, we
can't afford you.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
so she's like, I'll take anything. It's like, no, but we're wasting you here.
Yes.
So she couldn't find anything for a
Sure.
couple of years. So
Guys.
you really learn to grow up very quickly.
Yeah.
You learn to not be a brat about how things come into being.
Yeah.
You learn to value money and the things around you a whole lot more.
Yeah.
You learn to value the little small opportunities that you get, your parents' sacrifices.
Yeah.
And to me, one of the things I also learned, and this is me going on a slight tangent, which is why I've become so passionate about youth and education and fees and all those things, is realizing and learning that there's so many kids who were in that situation when I was in that situation. But getting out of that situation was that little bit easier.
Yes.
Because of the way I spoke Sego.
Yes. Yes.
And the fact that there are kids and people out there, and prospective students who are looking for funding somehow, who just because of the way they speak, because of where they come from, and because they can't assimilate immediately to the city lifestyle. I mean, I'm a Joburg boy.
Yeah.
It's so difficult.
It's such
to
a
try
thin
and climb
line.
the ladder here because of the prejudice that comes with that.
Definitely.
And it sometimes would be quite sad to just think that slight little change would have meant no opportunities for me, and it would have been a whole different situation in my life.
Sure.
So you learn things such as demand of the language, certain skills of being resourceful, being highly analytical, and being able to network, speak to people, be present, be seen, not be shy, be confident. All those things. You can be. There's the other thing where you could speak well and do things well, but also if you don't have that confidence to be able to, then also that's another. But also if you're coming from, I don't know where. Exactly.
Yes.
And then you have to come and assimilate to Joburg. And you know you're smart. You know you can. Let's say
you've got the smart.
English well, you can do that. If it's that thing, then it's like I don't think you're ready. And you realize how important it is to be able to prepare your kids in that way. Have those conversations about things as small as the soft skills of how you can hold your own ground. And how you can learn how to speak.
Sure, that's quite important.
Or express yourself.
Express yourself, yes, and articulate well. So let's talk a little bit about the now. You know, your relationship now with money. How important is it for you to keep, and I know you are, and I want to go into that space.
I mean, now I feel like I go to Rhodes.
I mean, it's called a reunion. Okay, cut. I think we're done here. No, so I want to talk a little bit about now, you know, being able to keep friendships where money is involved. You know, do people make assumptions about or have perceptions about who they think you are in terms of your finances?
So that's been a big learning curve for me from if we speak about family. When people start assuming you're on TV, so you must be making money, the first absolutely wrong assumption.
It's the worst.
If people knew just how little you're making when you're in TV, a lot of the time, especially when you're starting out.
And how uncertain it is.
And how, we like this. We like, literally with every job, everywhere. And the amount of relatives you didn't know you had that start coming out the woodwork.
Yes, He's just like, I know.
And just like, and you're telling me this, go leave. Like the timing's wrong.
Read the room.
So that was something quite interesting to try and adapt to as well. Where everyone just always wanted that help. You don't know them from a bar of soap. And then there was also the change in behavior in friends. I remember the first time I had billboards all around the country. I just done this modeling campaign, and there was a group of my friends, I hadn't seen them since school. And 2 years later, we had like a bit of a reunion lunch. Nearly 8. There were 8 of us. We had lunch and everything, and the bill came. And I was just like, oh, dog, but I mean, you're on the billboards.
Oh, okay.
I mean, surely. And I was like, nah, guys, that's not cool. What do you mean? I mean, I'm sure, but it doesn't mean you're making money or anything.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, come on. Why are you being selfish? Why are you being stingy?
Yeah.
And then, I remember that moment. I was like, I'm the kind of person, I want to learn like that's it. I don't want to.
Like, can we pay and just walk out?
Even when it comes to splitting the bill, that, blah, I'm like, guys, if you're gonna make it an issue, think about that.
And now the waiter's waiting for you guys, and everyone is let me just pay, guys.
And to be fair, now it's kind of like different. You know? Where it's like Tafulia Maps.
Hey, get Tafulia Maps.
Combine it, saying, guys, oh, thanks, thank you so much, man. Thank you. I'm like, like I know how it works, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
But just generally with friends, you just always know who's forgotten their wallet. And I try not spend a lot, too much time with those ones going to certain places. But so there was that, and I just ended up paying, and I remember go varsity as well. It was my 21st birthday. Yeah. And I didn't celebrate my 21st birthday at all. I don't really usually celebrate my birthdays. And
send a balloon. Wow.
16th of March, man.
Yeah, March is a bad month.
Next
so, move April.
Valentine.
So Valentine for Ing. I need tires. My goodness, I need tires. Just two. Two, ne? Run flat, please.
I feel like I was asking you, and now you just flipped it.
Oh, you're asking me to buy Katiaka, man.
Secret admirer, something.
No, Katiaka, but it's a regional problem.
Okay, focus.
Yeah.
Okay, so so it was my 21st birthday, and they're like, oh, you're 21, this, that. You can't not do anything.
Yeah.
We just finished lectures, and so then someone set up this plan. Okay. Aring Tasha's.
Okay.
And they start telling a few people of us, a lot of my friends. We get to Tasha's and there's 32 of us at Tasha's. 32 of us.
Oh, Natasha.
21. Mm-hmm. I'm 21. And, people are coming and going. I'm obviously talking to, the people that are there, just chatting about different things. There's literally like 3 of us left. And those other 2 that were there were like the ones who had presence of mind to be like, did everyone just leave and leave?
Like they literally left us at the bill.
And I'm like,
the birthday boy.
I didn't even organize this. It wasn't my plan. Like they were like, let's go do something here. Yeah. Don't worry. Yeah. It's gonna be great. And I remember that moment as well. And it just started making me think, how it started to make me wonder, how do you have those conversations with friends without making things awkward? And as much as that's the case, I still feel really awkward. I'm just like, why do I need to have this conversation
with adults? Like, come on, guys.
It's always it's a weird. But to be fair, even when people are like, so what are your rates? Let's do this. I'm just like, like I'm just like, but with friends more than anything else, with family, it's just like I'd rather we just not, or we just quickly nip it in the bud. I'm very frank. Let's do this. But as I've gotten better with that, the relationships have gotten better because they've realized that they can't just do that. I hope that makes sense.
Honest, what is your one lesson that you learned from your parents about money? The number one lesson that you would like to pass down to your kids?
Number one lesson I learned about money from my parents is that if you don't look after it, it can go a lot quicker than it came. And if you ever feel like that you're in control of it, and you start to spend more money than you're making, then that's usually the beginning of the end of any kind of positive relationship that you have with money. So I think a lot of the time it's really just lessons that have come from their experiences.
The experiences,
and
yeah.
what I've been able to bear witness to.
Okay.
And ensure that you always have something put away for that rainy day.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes if you put it somewhere where, if you come, I don't know, even if you start to save a lot of money and then just put it somewhere where you can just put it out of
sight. Yeah.
What about some?
Oh, who puts in that account?
Hey, Kinale.
Yay!
Hi, Valentine. I got you.
Okay.
I got you. I'm kidding.
What? Yeah.
So yeah, we'll. You know, it was really that of how can you best always make sure that you're protected. And look, the main thing, essentially, the underlying thing is don't live beyond your means.
Don't live beyond your means. That's definitely a good lesson. Let's talk buns out. Exciting times. I heard a secret though.
What's the secret?
That it didn't start off as buns out.
What did you heard? Who told you that?
Yeah.
A little birdie told you. Okay.
Yeah.
Buns out. Yeah, it's right behind us.
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
And it's become my latest baby.
Yeah.
My latest child.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But it's not your first knock at entrepreneurship.
No. I've had about 10 businesses.
Yeah.
In the past, maybe 11, and currently I'm VC in a couple companies.
Okay, nice.
A couple people you might know.
Yeah.
As well as got an AI and ML
nice.
company that I'm involved in.
Nice.
So things like that really excite me. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, tech, being able to be a part of an industry that is so latent, and we have no idea how big it can grow and where it can go right now.
Definitely.
As well as a little bit in the consulting space, and then clothing as well as food too.
Yes.
So entrepreneurship is something that's not new to me.
Yeah.
However, food and hospitality is, food's definitely not new to me. I've always loved food, always loved cooking.
Yeah. Can you cook?
I've always eaten a whole lot better than I do cook. But I cook pretty well, but I eat even better.
Okay.
No, like back to our conversation.
Yeah.
If there ever was leftover food,
oh shit.
And I've always dreamt of opening a restaurant because of loving food.
Yeah.
Always dreamt of it. Always wanted to have my own restaurant, and this just came at the right time in terms of having the right conversation with one of my best friends from pre-primary school.
Yeah. Wow, you remember your best friend from pre-primary school?
We've known each other since we were about 5 or 6. We've been tight for about 25 years.
Yeah.
And now this came about, and we wanted to open a restaurant. I wanted to open a restaurant. He had been in restaurant operations before.
Lovely.
And I thought if you combine some sort of those expertise, because that's another thing. People go into a certain field and then they think, they can just take the tour. Who've never done this like space of things before. You always need someone to anchor from their experiences with what they know, with what your business acumen is, whatever you're good at.
And your relationship with money.
Definitely. Marketing, and how you want things to, what the long-term kind of goal is, what it looks like.
The big picture.
What the big picture is.
Yeah, definitely.
Buns Out's been around now for 4 months, actually. It's 4 months this week. By the time you see this, would have been around for about 44 months.
We edit fast. What are you saying now?
Oh, sure.
I'm very sure. Next week, you video in
okay. We've been around for 4 months then. Yeah. Definitely 4 months.
Okay.
And it's been an interesting journey.
I can imagine.
I didn't know where to start with it. It's gone a lot better than expected. Not that I expected it to do badly.
Yeah.
I just really wanted it to be able to be something that just gradually grew, and I expected it. I didn't want it to gradually grow. I expected it to gradually grow. And something that I could happily do on the side with everything else. And something that could pique my curiosity, and always like entering hospitality one day. You have to remember also with hospitality, although there wasn't the formality of being in hospitality, I've essentially been in hospitality my whole life. Hospitality is providing a great service to people who all have their opinions, and being able to fix that and do better, and have a good relationship with people, and be able to talk to them and then be able to in the end have a really good product that they can enjoy. You know, so in some indirect way
you've been involved.
I've been involved like that, and this has taught me so much in these 14 weeks. I've been 16 weeks, I beg your pardon. I've just been non-stop here, back and forth while doing my other things, but making sure that this is in place, that's in place, the suppliers are up to date with that. If the product's dropping a little bit, addressing that with the people that need that to be addressed with, then improving it, then getting rid of people who are bringing it down, putting in whatever it might be, just to ensure that you're keeping the quality, then taking in your clients' opinions, because everyone has an opinion, but not taking that for granted, really listening and see how you can do better. People always, there's nothing worse for me than with any business I'm in or any product that I'm selling or whatever it might be, where people just want to tell me what I want to hear.
Of course.
For me, I really, really dislike that. And
you don't need yes man.
No, but my thing is always, if you're worried about hurting my feelings, and you're not going to tell me the truth, then the problem with that is that you're going to hurt my business. Right? So by worrying about hurting my feelings, you're going to hurt my business. I need you to just say what you feel should be done better, so that I can improve my business and can do better. So
that's amazing.
So that's all those kinds of things that came together. But how it also came about was, I think I was just in the busiest period of my life. Last year was just something that I was just so blessed with all the opportunities that came, all the different things I was involved in. I was really stretched in a big way.
You took how many flights again?
The year before last year, 2018, was about 151 flights. Last year was more around like 130, 140 actually. Had to bring it down.
You lived in a plane, basically.
Exactly. So that becomes a whole lot more difficult for something like this. Something that you want to be present at, something that you want to be owner, run and driven, so that people can see the passion that comes from you about having something like this.
And can spill over into everybody else that works here.
Absolutely. But so I keep looking back at it because like it's it's something that's still.
Sure that it's like it's mine.
But just with any new business, it's like, as I mentioned earlier, this is my new baby. It's always like having a newborn. When it starts off, you think you kind of know what to, and then this thing starts crying, and it's just like you can't work out its tempers. One day it's really good, one day it's not. Then it brings you so much joy when it's smiling and everyone else is smiling. And then it does something that surprises you and brings you so much joy, and it does something else and you just can't understand, and it makes you so frustrated. And all you're just trying to do is build this thing up to an age where it can look after itself. And that's kind of how, in an analogy sense, that I try and really think and visualize a lot of the businesses, that's what comes with it. And you need to be prepared for all those ups and downs, but also at the end of the day, just do what's right for the baby, do what's right for the child, and not what you want to do.
Definitely.
So, starting this at like one of the busiest times in my life, and I'm running around doing this and this, we're speaking about the flights. To have a baby in the context of everything was probably one of the worst things. And it was one of the worst things because, as I say, one of the busiest times, economy's down.
Yeah.
Food retail is especially
going
down.
through the most, yeah.
People don't have disposable income.
Yeah.
We have an influx of restaurants, of which
Yes.
only 10% of those are surviving the first year.
Yeah.
Only 10% of that 10% survive in the second year, and about 3% of that 10% survives after the third year, and then they kind of manage throughout.
Yeah.
And everything's against open a restaurant, and of course then I decide when you open a
You know
restaurant.
what? I'm opening a restaurant.
And that's just how I function.
Yeah.
I love the idea of if there's a big chance of failure,
Yeah.
I'll usually jump
right
2 feet
into it.
right into it. That's
Yeah.
what really excites me.
Yeah.
You know, that challenge of if there isn't a big enough chance of failure and challenge in something that I'm doing, then A, I'm not pushing myself enough.
No, yeah.
There probably won't be enough reward on the other side
Yeah.
of it. I'm living too much in my comfort zone, and I'm just not doing what I'm here to do. You know, which is
Living
really
your purpose.
to really live your purpose
Yeah.
and to push yourself to be able to get to where you feel you can possibly get to.
Yeah.
And so with that was the added thing of, cool, because everything's so down and because it's probably not the right time to start a restaurant, I'm gonna start it because when things are like this, it's probably also on the other side can be one of the best times to start it.
True.
So it all depends
The
on your
inverse
offering
is
at the
also
end
true.
of the day.
Yeah, true. All right. 2 last questions.
Talking your ear off.
Not at all. I'm glad I'm not the one who's talking. Jeez, for once.
Unreal.
One question.
joking.
How important? How important are like having multiple income streams? You know, especially in the economy that we've got right now.
So that, from everything we spoke about family, was probably one of the key takeaways.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because if I think of any of those situations, my parents had one income stream.
Yeah.
And so how do you protect yourself from that?
Yeah.
And sitting back and thinking about it was always to figure out all those multiple ways you could create that.
Definitely.
So that's always something I actively wanted to do.
Yeah.
Even when I entered media and television.
Yeah.
And that's all I was doing, just TV presenting or just acting or just modeling. I was always just, I hated the idea of each time I'd get rejected for this job and that job and this audition.
You
and
get
that audition.
rejected?
Everyone goes through that period. where
Sabuza. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that issue of like, yo, it's been 6 months now.
Yeah.
Like, so tolini.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What am I gonna do? You know?
Yeah.
Do I just like go do more promos again? Do I go back to more retail? Because that also is
Almost feels like
hours
it's
and
setting
hours
you
and-
back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're just waiting for something to happen. And then when you get that next gig, and then you get another one, and then you don't get something for a while,
Yeah.
you eventually have that. It's either I leave
Yeah.
or I just keep hoping and kind of struggling,
Yeah.
or I do something about it.
Yeah.
And with everything that I have an issue with in my life, I have to
Do something
do something about it. There has
yeah.
to be a solution.
Yeah.
That includes, you know, we spoke about youth and education right
Yeah.
now. Instead of just complaining,
Yeah.
do something about it.
What are you doing?
What are some
Yeah.
of the solutions?
Yeah.
And it's all in the small ways.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just wanted to do something about always having to wait for that next job and start to, I guess, push myself in thinking out the box of, no, I don't just do this. I can be a whole lot more than this.
Yeah.
I'm interested in this, and I know a lot about this and that and this and that. And let me try my luck at that. And then that worked out well. And I tried my luck at that, and that worked out well. And I think at the time was, as I say, it was just like just TV presenting.
Yeah.
And then my friend was like, well, you're okay to look at if you're looking to make extra money, try
Yeah.
modeling.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool, I'll try that out.
He said you're okay
Then
to look
tried-
at.
Yeah.
Ewamaka.
No, literally verbatim. You
Your
know,
friend
exactly.
Unalumaka,
I know.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
For kids, to scare kids, maybe. I mean. Boom. Yeah.
And then one thing always just like led to another.
Yeah.
Created this ecosystem in creating this multiple streams of income where one thing helped
The other.
next
Yeah.
in some way. They were related.
But at what
And I
cost?
didn't box myself.
At what
the cost of sleep,
Yeah.
at the cost of sacrificing, going out with friends.
Yeah.
I've worked non-stop since I left matric.
Yeah.
I miss out on a lot of birthday parties. I miss
Yeah.
out on a lot of weddings, celebrations, all those, at the cost of making the sacrifice for chasing after your dreams,
Yeah.
for what you want to be able to create for yourself, for the life that you want for yourself. I never want to look back and think I could have, and I didn't try hard enough.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing is to try so hard and always be the hardest working
person in the room.
And if I can sleep okay at night knowing that I'm fulfilling that, then I can never have those regrets or be hard on myself about anything really. And I just try and focus on that as much as possible. Sorry, go for it. So
what's your biggest fear, money-wise?
my biggest fear money-wise, my biggest fear money-wise is my biggest fear money-wise is being broke.
Being broke.
Being broke.
But what's broke to you though?
No, being broke is not being able to pay your bills.
Okay.
I can't pay your bills. If I have a family one day, you can't look after your family. You've lost everything, and now you're not only broke, you're like dead broke, where you're in debt. Where it's swimming up to here, and you just can't see a way where you'll ever overcome that mountain. And similarly, in a more philosophical sense, personally, my biggest fear is being mildly broke in a sense where if I get to the point where I'm about to die and I feel like I could have done so much more, then that for me is being broke in
purpose.
Just being broken purpose, essentially. So my biggest fear in that regard is not reaching my potential.
All right. Look, I think I have asked. Wow. I mean.
Tried.
Well, ask one last question. Who pays for the first date?
Who pays for the first? I mean,
who pays for dates? Totally. Who pays for dates?
Who pays for dates as a whole?
Yes.
I'll always offer to pay for dates.
Okay, so you offer to pay.
So I'm saying I'll always offer because what I've realized over time now is not every woman is actually the same. Not every woman is the same. Not every woman wants to be paid for.
True.
They love the gesture. They want you to see that you're willing to offer. You know. I know that every single one at least wants that. But not every single one wants to be able to end up paying. So I found that in some cases it's no, can I let you pay? I'll pay. Or if it's a first date, no, like it's not like that. Let's go hobby. Just to assert the fact that they're their own woman. They have that independence. They're not here to be looked after. They don't want to owe you anything. And I have nothing but respect for that. Absolutely.
All right. And your last words to my people.
My last words.
Into that camera.
That camera there?
Yes.
Hey, I forgot. You got a whole production here.
Yeah. Repeat. Papereka.
Next to be a phone, Samsung, A1. It helps.
It's product placement.
It's the best.
Product placement.
Maar die camera zit erin. Jeez, what can I even say? I think my final thoughts about money is to always ensure, first and foremost, that you're not living beyond your means. Know everything that you're getting into. Know how much is leaving your pockets, your accounts, and how much is coming in. Do an assessment as often as possible on a monthly basis. Budget, stick to that. Be able to save and put away towards those things that you want to be able to take you to that next level. Consider different accounts and different schemes that may, not pyramid ones, but different schemes that may take you to that next level. You know, sometimes just putting something in a money market can be far more beneficial than just leaving it in your bank account. Not sometimes, every time.
Every single time.
So if you can think about what money, how you can grow your money, what it can do for you, and how if you just sacrifice one or two things that you didn't need, then you can make a big difference in your life. Sadly, we live in a country where we are the most unequal country in the world, where saving is a luxury in itself. But even if it's just the smallest amount of money, where you just let one thing go and you save that, you realize how that habit can change. And now when you've saved enough and you have dreams of starting your own thing, you can probably save enough to have enough capital to start that and actually be self-sufficient in your own way and start a new income stream.
Yay! Hey, thank you very, very much.
Would the guru agree with any of that?
That sounded good though.
I came here for the
English-wise, it sounded good.
interview.
So
I was promised the guru.
look at this clown. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. It is Maps. Do that fast, man. Sorry. Look into camera. Guys, thank you.
You're looking there.
I can't like the camera. When I show the camera, how?
Okay.
Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. It's absolutely a pleasure having Maps. Thank you so much, Maps, for your time. We appreciate it. Thank you for the lessons, and yeah, man, keep going.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're definitely one of the few people who are banaling boto, you know. And I think that is really important for people to be able to see also the other side, other than six-pack yako. To see Butubahao, because I think it's something that is really, really admirable. Thank you.
I lost it 16 weeks ago, but thank you very much.
Also, now six-pack. This video might not go live. Thank you so much. And cut.
Financial Bunny TV.